A warm welcome to all of you to the Economic Times Best Workplace for Women, powered by Femina. I am Kavya R. Chavali, and I wholeheartedly welcome all of you to an engaging program, if I may say, because this is where we will be talking about a very pertinent topic that will not just set the trend for today, but also for the future. To do that, what we're going to do is bring on board two of our leaders as they talk about changing dynamics of leadership roles. We'll get the session started, wherein we have none other than Megha Tata, Managing Director, South Asia, Discovery Communication, India.
Our society is incredibly diverse, we know that, right? And the expectation from our consumers is that the businesses will tailor products for us to cater for the diverse groups. Now, this concept is not new. There's enough research which has been demonstrated beyond that, that we know this is the right thing to do. But very few people accept that it's also a smart thing to do. It is good for the business to bring in a far more diverse culture in your organization. Most effective productivity, better decision making, and the creative ideas have come on board when you have multiple experiences, perspectives, backgrounds, and viewpoints. Now, if that is a fundamental acceptance which we have to run a good business, why can it not be a diverse group to be bringing about? We heard commonly say that diversity is what you see, but inclusion is what you do. So it's all about what are the steps you're doing. Don't just talk, do things to make a difference. Inclusive strategies are what organizations and leaders need to turn their attention to. And we've seen that when you do this, the retention and the employee loyalty and the employee satisfaction has led to driving high performance. So it's all interrelated. It's not a box to be ticked. It is an aspect which has benefited businesses across and for organizations who made a genuine impact in that space. And when the satisfaction rises, so does the financial performance. Because employee feels that, there's an environment you've created which is of equal opportunity, where their voice can be heard, their values can be recognized, and you're creating an ability for them to succeed. So it's a win-win for everybody.
We will also move on to gathering the insights from another leader herself. We have with us Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, CRISIL, Ashu Suyash.
A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. If you think about it, no wonder organizations that have women at the top are more inclusive and have better gender ratios. I believe that there are 8 targeted interventions that can make a big difference. 1, companies must set a diversity goal and report out against it. 2nd, we must make our workplaces safe for women, and there must be a lot of focus on women mental being. 3rd, women have the advantage from a childbearing point of view. So it's very crucial that organizations provide supportive maternity and childcare policies. The 4th is flexi work. The 5th is around increasing participation of women in STEM. The 6th intervention is around investing in training, upskilling, mentorship. The 7th is around sponsorship through recognition at the workplace. The 8th, women groom women leaders. So we want to see more sponsorship by women leaders itself. At CRISIL, we have not only adopted all the 8 interventions that I mentioned, but we've gone a step further. For us, diversity is at the core of our business consciousness alongside integrity. We truly believe in hiring, retaining, and nurturing top women talent.
IBM, with a legacy of 110 plus years of diversity and inclusion, we primarily use 3 pillars to foster an environment which is equitable and inclusive. 1, leadership responsibility. It is not HR alone that runs diversity inclusion at IBM. It is as much as a business leader's responsibility, and that's how we execute it. Number 2, employee experience. It's one thing to make the right policies and programs at work. It's just another thing to make sure that it's executed really well for the employees. How an employee feels, if the employee really can bring his or her whole self to work, if the employee can really make a positive impact on the society, are the water cooler conversations really changing at the workplace is very, very important for us. And the third and the last pillar for us is external eminence. It is not enough for IBM to be non-discriminatory. It is equally important for us, in fact, even more important, to be a bold ally, to be an upstander, to speak up for people who are marginalized, to speak up for people to bring their whole selves to work and letting them breathe with whatever identities they bring at work.
By having a diverse workforce, it leads to actually better decision making, and it also results in having more creative and innovative solutions coming up. Secondly, this also leads to better employee satisfaction, improved collaboration between various groups, and less conflict within the organization. And also, it actually makes the company a more attractive employer for potential employees out there in the workforce.
UPL is the 5th largest company in the crop protection sector. We believe, and we have learned it from the experience, that what has really made us come to this stage is our appreciation for encouraging gender diversity and other forms of diversity. We truly feel that every individual is unique, and therefore he or she should be given ample chances to express him or herself, and that has become core to our business success.
Welcome back to the Economic Times Best Workplaces for Women 2021, featuring companies that have created a new benchmark for diversity and inclusion in corporate India. Let's hear from some more industry voices.
Leaders at Capri Denison systemically embody a culture that appreciates diversity, equity, and inclusion by living the following 3 points. First, there is a deep appreciation of the fact that members of diverse teams see things in a variety of ways. They're poised to recognize new and different market opportunities and can better appreciate the unmet market needs. Second, diverse teams are better positioned to unlock innovation that drives market growth. Diversity further enables a non-linear, novel way of thinking and the adaptability that this innovation requires. Third, we believe in creating a workplace environment in which employees feel absolutely safe and encouraged to express different viewpoints, regardless of their gender, their age, their background, or their expertise. We live by our motto, be different, be you. Because when all voices are given the airtime and everybody's ideas are considered, it drives the insights needed for innovation and the creativity to assess new markets and examine existing markets in new ways.
While there has been much progress made over the last few years, the total amount of women in the field is growing at less than ideal pace. We all must do our part to accelerate the pace of change. Paving the way by making diversity and inclusion your core priority does show a rise in the number of women employed in both technical and leadership roles. Recruiting women is one focus area, but if companies don't have inclusive workplaces, trying to hit some kind of arbitrary goal is going to be fruitless. Increasing the awareness of technical roles, highlighting achievements of women leaders, and promoting flexibility for career changers are just some of the steps already being taken to speed up progress. HCL prides itself as an organization with an open, transparent, and inclusive culture, operating out of 50 countries with over 176,000 ideapreneurs from 155 nationalities, indicative of a highly diverse workforce. Our diversity and inclusion approach focuses on enhancing workforce representation and sustaining inclusive culture. It enables us to attract, develop, and engage our top talent. It creates an environment that unleashes innovation, allows our people to perform at their very best, and underpins a culture in which everyone feels that they have an equal opportunity to belong and build a career. Our areas of focus are on 4 pillars, which includes gender, cross-cultural diversity, persons with disability, and LGBTQ+.
In today's evolving landscape of the tech industry, organization needs to create an equal and inclusive workplace where employees feel appreciated, valued, regardless of their identity and gender. Companies will need to ensure that they are accounting for diversity while employing people and throughout their career journey in the organization. We at Amdocs believe that we are a people-centric organization and continuously strive to improve with the sharp focus on bridging the gender divide. We are focused on upskilling and 360 development and invest in areas of resilience and empowerment for building a diverse workforce. On our recruitment and progression strategy, we aim to create a pipeline of women candidates with a keen focus on women leaders. We run several initiatives like our Amdocs-wide leadership program that focuses on bridging the gender gap. Inspired by the UN He for She movement, it consists of chosen senior leaders, both men as well as women, that act as evangelists for gender diversity in the organization. For our budding women team leaders, we focus on building their capabilities in the area of communication, networking, and self-development. Our dedicated women forum enables women colleagues to interact and learn from each other, as well as an external and internal women leaders. As a part of our employee-led CSR program, we support young engineering students to prepare them for their corporate careers. We also support women entrepreneurs with small interest-free seed capital through an NGO. This initiative has helped several women to set up small businesses and become positive contributors and employment generators in the society.
From my perspective, one of the singular benefits of having a diverse work culture is the fact that it brings so many more opinions and thoughts on the table. That itself fosters innovative thinking, and the outcomes and the decisions that are coming out of such a process is far, far superior than what we make on a daily basis. We are hugely committed to a healthy gender mix. We are also hugely committed to having high potential women employees taking up leadership positions as well as sales roles in the company. And the way we do that is by calling out and training our people for unconscious biases that might exist in the system. So we train our employees to understand unconscious biases, to challenge stereotypes, and to ensure that they are provided an environment so that they are not afraid to call it out. And the most important thing is that because we have a more inclusive culture, it improves employee engagement, and most importantly, it improves the manner in which our employees work towards patients and patient satisfaction.
At Allstate, we actively promote an inclusive workforce based on a few key themes with an employee-first approach. Inclusive diversity and equity is one of the key values in our shared purpose, and this is global across all geographies, functions, and levels. So the key actions we are taking towards ensuring this, to start with, is number one, advocacy. How do we have a clear program which calls it out, we address questions, are very open about it, we repeat the message, we have training, we walk the talk, and ensure that it is a fundamental approach in the way we do things. The second is role modeling, and as a leadership team, how do we lead from the front? How do we have focus group discussions, open houses? How do we ensure that there is no bias in any fashion creeping in, and also soliciting feedback towards this? Our recruitment approach needs to also recognize that we may need to do some special things to have a stronger, richer funnel to have a diverse workforce coming in. In addition, we have a number of policies and benefits towards this. For example, we have a very strict no tolerance policy for retaliation. We have a POSH policy. POSH is prevention of sexual harassment, but we have a gender neutral one. So in addition to women employees, we also want to make sure that it's consistent across the organization. We have a number of other benefits like creche facilities, adoption leave, special leave. We offer transport facilities for work from home to the office and back at all times of the day, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night. From a wellness angle, we have a number of programs. For example, we have something called WITA, which is Women in All Technology at Allstate. We have other programs to ensure that we take care of health and hygiene and those factors in an effective way. We also want to ensure that we support women employees in their development, career development, through sponsorship, through programs for interventions for their development, through opportunities, and a number of things around that. And then in our work practice, we are constantly looking at how do we empower them, how do we bring them into various programs, give them opportunities, and also enhance our overall balance between men, women in our workforce equation.
Thank you, Economic Times, for recognizing Blue Dart as one of the best places to work for women. In this country where 50% of the population are women, imagine if the women power was engaged in our institutions, organization to propel them to growth, that would be a great place to be. And at Blue Dart, we recognize this very well. As a trade facilitator to the nation, we believe in providing equal opportunities for all the women folk across all job functions, for our hubs, for our retail, for our counters, from our couriers to the pilots, to the managing director of Blue Dart Aviation is led by women in all leadership positions. And this makes Blue Dart a very diverse culture to work with very progressive outlook. And that's taking us to our growth trajectory.
A large percentage of our employees are our women colleagues. In fact, almost 40% of our workforce comprises of women. But what is more heartening is that a number of women occupy leadership positions in our company. In the crew, we have a fairly large number of women who are pilots, and many of them have risen through the ranks and have become training captains. This was traditionally a male bastion, and women have, in a sense, broken through the glass ceiling. We are very proud of that fact. For Air India Express, the pandemic did not stop operations. We continued with our operations. We were certainly restricted. Now, again, during this period, I think our employees have been at the forefront, and they are literally the frontline warriors of this pandemic. They have operated the flights under great personal risk, and they have not hesitated at all in the call of duty. So we are very proud of that fact. On the organization side, what we did was, as soon as the means were available, we went all out to make sure that our crew and all our frontline employees, including the ground staff, got their first and their second doses of the vaccine. And as things stand now, almost 100% of our frontline employees who are eligible have been vaccinated with the first dose, and a large number have taken their second dose. And as I had mentioned earlier, that we were the first airline to operate an international flight out of India with a fully vaccinated crew in the month of June.
Welcome back to the Economic Times Best Workplaces for Women 2021, featuring companies that have created a new benchmark for diversity and inclusion in corporate India. Let's hear from some more industry voices.
Diversity and inclusion goes beyond just HR policies or headcounts. It entails a fair treatment to all employees, ensuring equal opportunity for everyone, and representing diversity at all levels, from associate to C-level leadership, and most importantly, overcoming unconscious or semi-conscious biases. At AVP, all recruiters are briefed and sensitized to ensure the gender-neutral candidate shortlisting, and also bring diversity to the organization based on already staffing that we have. In fact, in every role, at least one female candidate evaluation is mandatory. We also persist in working towards creating an environment where each and every person feels welcome, heard, and valued. And we are fully committed to women empowerment, celebrating the contribution of our women employees, and nurturing the next generation women leaders through mentorship. A series of awareness in sessions, workshop on wellness, leadership, and other relevant topics are regularly organized for the same purpose at AVP Network, along with robust mentoring and coaching processes. I think the media organizations, the biggest capital that we have is our workforce. The more inclusive, intelligent, and diversified group that you keep, the more equity you will have in the market amongst your consumer and stakeholders equally. Diversity actually brings the organization the real value, an organization like ours. We have diverse set of individuals with different ethnicities, gender, religion, and from all walks of life. Different people from diverse backgrounds and cultures also allow us to create content. I think it's a great asset to be diversified and equal opportunity to all people who work for you.
We at Vestian have always believed in gender parity and inclusive opportunity at workplace across all business units. Today, we have more than 40% of women in management roles and running business units that have traditionally been run by men. From an encouragement standpoint, we have dedicated forums for women within the organizations that mentors future leaders. From our end, to ensure that women are given the right platform to network, we provide corporate memberships to key networking events, which help in providing them learn, network, and scale new heights.
At Enrich, we have a fantastic track record of employing women and offering career development, which allows them to move from the counter to the board based on their work ethic and leadership skills. And in an industry that caters to women, it's important that we all work harder to give more women a seat at the board table. We have always given equal opportunity to women who are employed at Enrich. We mentor women looking to advance their careers, have an unbiased hiring process. Additionally, we offer flexible working hours. Encouraging leadership skills and opportunities for women of all ages will help increase women leadership in this women-focused industry, the benefits of which will impact all women of our society for a long term.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and all of our attendees. The Economic Times takes this opportunity to acknowledge, celebrate, and eulogize organizations that have not just succeeded in being at par with gender equality at workplace, but have also created a conducive environment for women employees to work. And so on that note, let's move forward with our first felicitation for the evening, and let's hear it for ABP Network.
I thank the eminent jury and to the Economic Times for giving us this honor. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Advance India Projects Limited.
On behalf of my organization, I'm thrilled to receive this recognition from Economic Times for the Best Workplace for Women 2021. AIPL believes in having a level playing field for all its employees, irrespective of their gender, and in providing equal opportunity for all. As a real estate company, I'm proud to say that women have representations in all the departments of the company and at all levels. Thank you.
Well, moving forward, it's also time to hear it for one of the largest publicly held insurance providers in the United States. We're talking about Allstate India.
We would like to thank Economic Times for recognizing Allstate India as one of the best places to work for women.
Let's hear it for Amdocs.
On behalf of all my colleagues, I want to thank the Economic Times for recognizing Amdocs' efforts and bestowing us with the prestigious Best Workplaces for Women 2021 title.
It's now time to hear it for Avery Dennison.
On behalf of the entire team at Avery Dennison, I would like to thank the organizer for felicitating our company for being an inclusive and equal opportunity workplace for women.
Well, up next, as the inspiration continues, we're talking about the organization or the brand that is a pioneer when it comes to technology. We're talking about HCL Technologies.
Today, I would like to thank Economic Times and Femina for recognizing HCL as one of the best workplaces for women 2021.
It's now time to hear it for the name, for the organization rather, that is synonymous with innovation. We're talking about IBM India Private Limited.
I'd like to thank Times Group for recognizing IBM as one of the best workplaces for women.
Let's take the felicitations forward as we hear it for a leading telecommunications and technology company, Telstra Global Business Services, LLP.
It is my privilege and honor to accept on behalf of Telstra India the Economic Times Award for Best Workplaces for Women in 2021.
Let's hear it for UPL Limited.
I want to start by thanking the Economic Times for felicitating UPL as one of the best workplaces for women.
As we inch closer towards the end of the list, it's the penultimate brand name that we're talking about, Vestian Global Workplace Services.
Thank you, Economic Times, for recognizing Vestian as one of the best workplaces for women.
Let's hear it for Nail Artistry.
We're delighted to be recognized as one of the best workplaces for women 2021 by the Economic Times. I'm a strong advocate of women empowerment, and this kind of recognition just drives us to do better. At the Nail Artistry, we always try to create a very conducive environment for our female employees. A strong recognition like this from one of the most powerful and iconic brand like the Economic Times is truly humbling. Thank you so very much, the Economic Times.
And with that, we come to the end of felicitations. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, all of our attendees for joining us and congratulating all these amazing brands together. Thank you so much. Stay safe and see you all soon.